Dear Diary, after a delicious meal, I slept soundly through the night. Today I woke up excited for what's to come. Our mission today is to face the Griffin. Yes, the infamous Griffin that the Nilfgaardian commander has tasked us with defeating. Hopefully, after this battle, I'll be able to learn more about Yennefer's whereabouts. While at the inn yesterday, I overheard some talk about more places of power. I need to find them to become stronger for the fight against the Griffin. I found one near the cemetery, but it wasn't all good news. There I also discovered the remains of a colleague who had an unfortunate encounter with a wraith. On a more sober note, I found the grave of the Lord's son. They buried him, with the lie that he died in a hunting accident. What a terrible way to dishonor his memory. One place of power I found south of the abandoned village. It was guarded by a very big bear. But after I made clear that I am the boss, I was able to get the benefit of this place of power. As I rode back to the village, I must admit I lost my way and ended up searching for the bath bag. But after some time I spotted houses in the distance and made my way towards them. I hope Vesemir never finds out about this little detour. He would surely have a good laugh about that. When I finally arrived at the village, I discovered that the smith's house had been burned to the ground. He was shouting and cursing as he worked, and who would blame him? He had lost nearly everything. He asked for my help in finding out who was responsible for this destruction. I did manage to find the culprit, but I didn't tell the smith. Something told me that it would only lead to more bloodshed. After a little warm-up, I met with Vesemir to prepare for the battle against the Griffin. We set up the bait using buckthorn in a sheep dummy and waited for the Griffin to take the bait. It didn't take long for the beast to attack, and when it realized it had fallen into our trap, it was furious. The fight was intense, with Vesemir and I struggling to keep up with the enraged Griffin. But after a few well-placed blows, it retreated to the mill on the hill. We followed and finished it off, thankfully without any bystanders getting caught in the crossfire. It was a tough battle, but we emerged victorious. Vesemir, ever the teacher, still found time to criticize my fighting skills. I took the head of the Griffin as proof that our contract had been fulfilled and as a trophy to adorn Roach's flanks. After defeating the Griffin, I wrote to the commander to collect my reward and learn more about Yennefer's whereabouts. On the way, I stumbled upon some treasure and couldn't resist taking it. There was also a little treat for Roach. The commander informed me that Yennefer was in Vizima, just a day's ride away. That little bitch could have told me that earlier. I couldn't help but feel frustrated that this information hadn't been shared with me sooner. But then again, if I had known, the Griffin would still be terrorizing the village. Back at the inn with Vesemir, who was busy flirting with the innkeep, we found ourselves in a bit of trouble with the locals. We had to use some force to calm them down. But just as we were leaving, Yennefer appeared out of nowhere. It was such a surprise to see her. She seemed to be in a hurry and didn't even have time for a warm greeting or even a kiss. Always so businesslike. She made it clear that we need to get to Vizima as quickly as possible. So I said goodbye to Vesemir and rode alongside Yennefer. Halfway there, the temperature suddenly dropped and the wild hunt appeared. We barely managed to escape thanks to some quick thinking and magic from Yennefer. After a long journey, we finally arrived in Vizima. They bathed and shaved me, and although I would never admit it, it felt good to be pampered. They even gave me new clothes and washed my old ones. But when they told me that I had to bow, I couldn't help but grit my teeth in frustration. I didn't like it, but it's tradition, so I did it anyway, at least in front of the emperor. I believe that if you want people to show you respect, you had to lead by example. The emperor filled me in the situation. Rumors were spreading that Ciri had returned and was being hunted by the wild hunt. He wanted her back, safe and sound. Yennefer had made a deal with him because she is also searching for Ciri. So it seems that we are all on the same side, at least for now. After the audience with the emperor, I was finally able to meet with Yennefer. But our reunion wasn't as pleasant as I had imagined it would be while soaking in the bathtub. We talked, and she showed me a picture of Ciri, who has grown into a beautiful young woman. I couldn't be more proud of her. Yennefer suspects that the wild hunt can track magic, so every time she or Ciri use magic, they risk being located. We need to hurry and find her before it's too late. Yennefer has 2 leads to follow, one in Skellige, which she wants to investigate herself, and one in Novigrad, a city to the north of Velen. She also mentioned that Triss Merigold is in Novigrad and suggested that I consult her. This is going to be an awkward reunion. I had an affair with Triss while I was suffering from memory loss. Yennefer will never fully forgive me for that. She still claims that my memory loss wasn't real, but it was. And to be honest, the time I spent with Triss was wonderful. But don't tell Yennefer. She would kill me. Maybe Triss will give me a warmer welcome. I found myself drifting off as Yennefer told me about the tracks. In an instant, she opened a bottle and disappeared, leaving me feeling as unsatisfied as ever. She had written about the unicorn, but now there was nothing. Frustrated, I resigned myself to a cold shower and getting back to business. I gathered my clothes and set out for Velen, where Yennefer had told me to meet a spy. That's a story for another day. It had been a long journey and I need rest. I made camp near the hanging tree at the border of Velen, hoping to find some peace. Yours faithfully, G. I hope you did enjoy the secret of Geralt's diary and his journey to find Ciri. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already, so you won't miss out on the upcoming episodes. If you missed the first episodes, here are the playlists of this journey. Until next time.